morning students, welcome back to computer science class. In our previous class we studied about a queue and insertion of a element in a queue. So let us see an algorithm that what we have studied in previous class. Just a recap of what we have studied. The algorithm for insertion. Insertion means NQ, and in step 1 if real is equal to n minus 1, then it will check whether the elements are there in the queue, that is the elements are full. Okay, in the queue all the elements are already present, you can't enter any more elements, then it will print overflow and exit. Step 2, if front is equal to null, then there is no elements in the queue is empty. In that case front is equal to 0 and real is equal to 0, and then the element will be inserted in the queue. If front is equal to null, if the condition becomes false, it goes to the else part and it will increment the real value, and then the item will be inserted in the queue. Okay, so these are different conditions. First condition, queue is full. In second condition, queue is empty, and then we are assigning these values and then assigning the value that is to the real of that is queue of real. And then in case if there are some elements, means then in case of few elements are there and few places empty, that case we are incrementing the real value and then assigning the value to the queue of real. Okay, always the insertion takes place at the real end, not at the front end. It takes place at the real. So in this example already I have shown you this example. So where does the insertion takes place? At the real. So front is 1, real is 1. First we have to increment this value 4 plus 1, 5, and then E is been assigned to queue of real, queue of 5. That place E is been inserted. So in today's class we are going to learn what is a queue. Already we have studied a recap. A queue is a linear type of data structure. It is a collection of elements which follows a FIFO methodology. FIFO means first in, first out. The element that has been inserted first is removed first. Okay, now let us see how the queue works. The very first position in a queue is called front, and the from where the elements are removed, and the last position in a queue is called real, and from where the elements are inserted. Let's take an example of a movie ticket counter. Here we can see a ticket counter. For the sake of understanding, we are taking this example. Let's say that a queue can accommodate a maximum of 5 people, cannot accommodate more than that. Now we have a ticket counter and we have the position, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5, we have 5 and the queue is empty because no buyers are there. Probably it would be a flop movie, maybe for that no one are there. So both front and rear are unidentified and are not present right now. Now the ticket counter, now a person walks in, and what will happen to the front and the rear position? Both will be same. Okay, since the queue was empty, we were able to insert a person, that is a person can come and stand in a queue. Okay, now if another person has to come and join the queue, that is the next person has to join the queue, he has to come behind this person and he or she, okay, so she can join the queue back of this person. Okay, in that case what will happen? The real position will be shifted to 1. Okay, the front will be 0 and the real will be 1. Okay, so the real position is changed to 1 and the front is 0. Now if again a person has joined, again the real is incremented every time someone joins the queue. So this person joined, so the real value becomes 2. Now 2 more people have joined, your real value is 4, and now the queue is full. Now one more person comes and joins, he can't join the queue because it can hold only 5 members and this person will not allow him to join. So he has to leave the queue. After buying the tickets, the person at the front has to leave the queue. Okay, so the first person leaves and the front value gets incremented to next position. That person leaves. Again, this person, that is the second person leaves. Then the person in the third place leaves, and then the last person is waiting to leave. He has to take the ticket, but the front and the real position will remain 4. Okay, now in this case, this person has to buy the ticket and he is the last person who will leave the queue. Okay, this is how the queue again, the queue is empty and this is how the queue works. So we studied about an algorithm for insertion, that is NQ, and algorithm for deletion is called as DQ. Okay, so step 1, if front is equal to -1. If front is equal to -1 means that there is no elements in the queue. Queue is empty. Okay, there is a queue where there is no elements at all in that queue. In that case, it will print underflow exit, it will come out of the program. Okay, so next is queue of front is equal, that is whatever the element is there in queue of front, that will be assigned to item. For example, there is a queue 10, 20, 30. Okay, so in this queue, which is the front is position 0 and rear is position 2. Okay, so the element in the front will be deleted. Queue of front 10 will be deleted and it will be assigned to item. Okay, then we have to change the front position. In order to change the front position, the next condition is front is equal to rear. Front is 0 and rear is 2. So this condition is not true. 0 is equal to 2. No. So it won't execute. It goes to the else part. And front is equal to front plus 1. Front is how much? 0. 0 plus 1. 1. So the condition here, that is, this becomes the front. Okay, which was 0. Now it becomes 1. Okay, then it will return. Okay, this is one condition. Suppose there is only one element in the queue, 10. So your front value is 0 and your rear value is also 0. So first it will check the condition. Front is equal to -1. No, it will not execute the statement. Now in queue of front what is there? 10. 10. That will be assigned to item. Okay, and this place becomes empty. Now what it will do? It will come to the next condition. Front is equal to rear. Front value is what? 0 and real value also is 0. So front value is 0, real value is 0. Both are equal. Now what it will change? It will change the front value and real value to -1. Okay. Then if it is -1, what it means? That the queue is empty. No more elements are there to remove from the queue. And it will return to the main program. So here there are 3 conditions which we should understand. Okay. So one is when the queue is empty. This is queue is empty. Okay. The second one, that is you are removing an item from the queue. Okay, you are removing the item from the queue. For removal of the item, we are using this statement. Removal of item. Okay, and this, in this case, what will happen? Only one element is there. Only one element is there in queue. Then we will have this statements. Then there are 2 or more elements. Then 2 or more elements means then we have 2 or more elements. In that case, we are using front is equal to front plus 1. Okay, no need to write this. For your understanding I have written. Only you have to write the algorithm. Okay, first condition, that front is equal to -1 and print underflow means queue is empty. Okay, there is nothing in a queue. Then we write front is equal to -1, exit, it will come out. The second one, removal of the item. For removal of the item, we are using this statement. From queue of front, whatever item is there, that will be removed and assigned to item. Okay, if only one item is there in a queue. Okay, in that case, you have to change front value is equal to -1 and real is equal to -1. If there are 2 or more elements in the queue, in that case, it goes to the else part and your front value has to be incremented, that is +1 we have to add. Okay, so this is how the algorithm works. The algorithm for deletion, it is also known as DQ. That is, an element is deleted from the queue. As you know, the element will be deleted from the front end. Okay, so in step 1, if front is equal to null, it indicates that the queue is empty and it will print underflow. Okay, and then it will exit from the program. So when the queue is empty, you cannot remove any element from the queue. So since the queue is empty, okay, the next step is item is equal to queue of rent. Okay, this condition becomes false. It goes to next step, that is in queue of rent, if any element is there, that will be assigned to the item. Okay, so if front and rear both are same, both are in zero position and there is only one element in a queue, in that case it will assign null value to front and null value to real. Okay, both will be assigned, that is null value. Else front is equal to front plus 1. Okay, some elements are there, some more elements are there in the queue. In that case, this condition becomes false. Okay, the rear and the front value will be different. In that case, front is equal to front plus 1. It will increment the front pointer and then it will return back to the main program. In this algorithm, we can see the first condition when queue is empty and then the item is deleted. In this statement, the item will be deleted. The next statement, when front and is equal to rear, then in that case there is only one element. This condition becomes false, else it will go to front plus 1 and it will increment the front pointer. So this is how the algorithm for deletion works. So where does the deletion takes place? At the front end. Where does insertion takes place? At the real end. You can see this example over here. First the element has been assigned to item. Suppose A is there in this place, that is assigned to the item, and then the front value will be incremented to 2. Previously it was 1, 1 plus 1, 2. So front becomes 2 and real will remain 5. Okay, this is how the element will be removed from the queue. So we studied about the queue and different operations on the queue. We know the meaning of queue. Okay, and the operation of queue. So NQ and DQ are the most important operations. NQ means the element is inserted at the rear end of the queue and the item is deleted from the queue. It is DQ, that is element is deleted from the queue. Okay, so let us see the application of the queues. The first application is stimulation. Stimulation means the production of a computer model. Okay, we make a computer model of something. It can be any working model, especially for the purpose of study. In that case, we call it as stimulation. Okay, so stimulation, it gives us a technology, stimulation of technology for testing, or it can be for training, education, or video games. Okay, so we have imitation of a real model. Okay, and we are using this model in order to test or give training. Okay, and it's not a real model, but it is an imitation of a operation of a process or a system. It can be a process or a system that represents its operation over time. Okay, later we can make it as a real system or a process. Okay, so this is called a stimulation. In this stimulation process, we are using queues. And the next application of queue is various features of operating system. So operating system often maintain a queue of processes. Okay, a queue of processes are there that will be ready to be executed, but or it will be waiting for a particular event to occur. So in this case also we are using queue. The next application of queue is multi-programming platform system. Multi-programming means it's an ability of an operating system to execute more than one program on a single processor. Then we call it as multi-programming. Okay, so the operating system is capable of performing or executing more than one program on a single processor. In that case, it is multi-programming. In multi-programming platform system also we are using queue. Okay, since there are more than one programs to be executed, in that case they follow a queue in order to execute the programs. The next application of queue is the queues are used in different types of scheduling algorithm. One of the examples for scheduling algorithm is round robin technique or algorithm. They use queues in order to implement this technique, that is round robin technique. The next of application of queue is printer server routines. Printer server means devices or programs that will connect the printer to computer over the network. These type of printers will act as an intermediary between the computer and the printer, and it will accept the jobs that are given by the computer and it will send them to the printer. In this case, they'll be using queues in order to perform the jobs. So the first job which have been assigned will be performed first, or it might use any other technique in order to perform the jobs that are been given by the computer. Okay, so the next application of queue is it is used in various softwares, application softwares, or also based on the queue data structure. Okay, and the operating system often maintain a queue of processes that are ready to execute or that are waiting for a particular event to occur. As I told you, the various features of operating system. So same way we have the operating system will have a queue of processes that will be ready to execute. Okay, it will be in a queue one after the another, and it will be ready to execute, or that will be waiting for a particular event to occur. As soon as that event occur, the process it will start executing. Okay, so these are the various applications of the queue. You can remember any 5 applications of the queue. So let us have a recap what we have studied in queues. A queue is an ordered collection of items where the addition of new items and the removal of existing items always takes place at different end. So now you know what is a queue and where insertion takes place and where deletion takes place. Okay, the insertion takes place at an end called as real, and deletion takes place at an end called as front. Okay, so the elements which are to be inserted will be inserted at the real end, and the items that has to be deleted will be deleted from the front. What is queue called as? It is called as FIFO list. What do you mean by FIFO? FIFO means first in, first out. The item that has been inserted first will be removed first. And there are different types of queue. There are 4 types of queue, that is simple queue, circular queue, priority queue, and T queue. What is a simple queue? Simple queue means insertion occurs at the rear end and deletion occurs at the front end. So where does the insertion takes place? For example, if you want to insert a letter F here, it will get inserted at the real end, and if the element has to be deleted, it will be deleted from the front end. The next type of queue is circular queue. A circular queue where the nodes are being treated in a circular fashion such that the last node will be followed to the first node. Okay, so last node will follow the first node. The next type of queue is the priority queue. Priority queue is that contains items that have some preset priority. Preset priority, that is these elements will be added or it will be removed from any position depending on the priority. So it is called as priority queue. DQ means insertion and deletion takes place at both the ends. Okay, so there is no any rule that it has to take place at only at the front or at the rear. It takes place at the both the ends, then it is called as DQ, that is double-ended queue. Now let us see the operations of the queue. Queue, it will create a new queue that is empty. So it is creating a queue that which has no elements. Then we call it as a queue that is empty. So we use queue function. Enqueue item adds a new item to the rear end of the queue. So it is adding an item to the already existing queue. Queue is there, in that you want to add a new item. So which end you are going to add, that is real end of the queue. And DQ means will remove from the front end, that is different item from the queue. Is empty will check whether the queue is empty. Okay, it needs no parameters and it will return boolean value. And size will return the number of items in the queue. So it also doesn't have parameters and it returns an integer. So it will count the number of items in the queue and it will return integer. The next topic what we have studied was memory representation of queue. Memory representation of queue is using arrays or using linked list. So we are using arrays as well as linked list. Case of array, we will be using two pointers, that is front and real. Front will contain the location of the element to be removed and real will contain the location of the last element. If front is equal to null, it will indicate that queue is empty, and real is equal to n indicates that queue is full. Okay, so you can see the diagram over here. At the front, the elements will be removed. At the rear, the elements will be inserted. So we are inserting E at the real end, and we are deleting the first element and incrementing the front value. The next representation is using linked list. Linked list, there are two operations, that is insertion and deletion. So you can see over here the element is being inserted 75 and the element is being removed from the front end, that is 50. Okay, so linked list is a dynamic representation and array is static representation. Then we studied for algorithm for insertion. What do you mean by insertion? It is NQ. So element has been inserted. How the element is inserted? First it will check whether the queue is full. If it is full, it will tell overflow. Otherwise it will check whether front is equal to null. If it is null, then it will assign 0 value to front and rear, and then it will assign the value to the rear queue of rear. Otherwise it will increment the rear and then the item will be inserted. Okay, so this is insertion algorithm, and we have already seen the example also, the same example. Deletion, in case of deletion, it will check whether the queue is empty. If it is empty, it will print underflow and exit. Otherwise, the item from the front will be deleted, and then if front and rear both are same, then only one element is there, then we'll assign null value to front and rear, else we will increment the front value and then return to the main program. So this is how the deletion works. So here you can see A is being deleted from the front and is being incremented to 2. Okay, later we studied of the various applications of the queue. The first application was stimulation, and next was various features of operating system and multi-programming platform system, different types of scheduling algorithm, round robin technique, printer server routines, various application of software, various application software also based on queue data structure, and application systems, they often maintain a queue of processes that are ready to execute or they are waiting for a particular event to occur. So these are different applications of the queue what we have studied. Okay, so these are the topics which are the different topics which we have studied in queue, and it is important for final exam. This concept of queue and stacks are important.